Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Oakspire Heights colony. And today, well, I think it's about time to get some disaster plans in order. One, we're going to have to get up to where we can make some reservoirs, which here, I think we're definitely going to need sluices to help us out with that. And two, all of this water could turn bad if the wrong weather comes up. If we have a red surge, or even worse, some of the other weathers, so we need to make it to the top of the map today. And I think that's going to be where we start, but first, even before that, I'm going to open these back up just as a disaster awareness kind of plan. We'll make sure there's beavers in there, and we'll get going on that. Let's take a look at our ladder real quick. We come all the way over here to our ladder, and we need it to go even higher up, although I think this is underneath some other land, if I remember right. Yeah, it's just slightly under the cliff. However, if we go here, you can't see it, but there is one square next to it, which I believe, yep, we'll have to put the ladder there next to it. So let's go down and take a look, and we'll get them started on building a ladder up that way. Just need a really tall ladder. We're going to go straight up this map. Maybe, just maybe, if we can get to the top level here, we can actually get our beavers some safety. Are we almost up there? We are almost up there. There we go. And now I just need to find out where the next level crosses. It looks like here? No, here. Here would be a great place to put some ladders. Well, maybe. It looked like it was going down there. Let's find out. I might be one off. Yep, I think I'm one off. That's all right. There we go. We'll do that. Let's, whoa, hello, camera. We'll zoom back in on these ladders here. There we go. Take those out. And now we just have to connect them in with a couple of paths. And we'll have a path right up to the top here. There we go. Let's make sure that's all the way in. If we turn around there. Oh, I need another ladder. Can't forget that ladder. Let's put you there. And now we can put our path back. There we go. All right, we'll get them up to the top, and they can go ahead and start going on that. Let's go back down to the bottom for now. We've got some more water coming in, but we don't have any industry at the moment. And the industry that we need first is definitely going to be metal, because we are going to need those for the sluices. So let's go ahead and plan for that. We'll put another path straight out this way. And we'll get the storage down here for this. We'll get some industrial piles. Let's do maybe one here, and we can probably fit one across the road. This one can be for the outgoing product. Let's say that's the metal blocks. They're going to need logs coming in, and they're going to need scrap metal coming in. Speaking of scrap metal, we need scrap metal to build this, and I don't yet know that we have any. It does not look like it, does it? So let's come up here. We had put in the scrap metal last time. There we go. But I don't think there's anybody there. We've got two up here, but we need to put somebody there so that we can actually get the scrap metal brought in. However, this brings up another point. We're low on beavers still. We were trying to get it done last time, but honestly, it was just not going. And I think it's because we're relying on these barracks here. Barracks are Irontooth living, and they don't reproduce in these. So let's actually rethink this colony just a little bit. We're going to take all those out. We're going to take these out here. There'll be some homeless beavers for a bit, but let's go ahead. We're going to take you out of there. Let's put Maybe you there. There we go. And one here. And if we can get into this area, there we go. We'll go ahead and say, let's connect these in with a road. And we'll get all of the beavers rehomed there, but in homes where they'll actually be able to thrive. And just because we need more homes, let's get some more science coming in. I'm not sure where we're taking the beavers from, but hopefully they're from places that, well, the beavers aren't doing much at the moment. Down here, our improved industrial district has opened, so we can actually take out the old one, and we'll start up this place down here. Maybe get a couple of beavers in here and there. Let's go ahead and get some in there. We'll set this back to 2, and we'll turn off the gear shops just like we had up there, and we'll see if we can maybe get some more planks made, since we seem to be low while we're trying to make the bridges and everything out to get our new industrial section going. With our new industrial section in here and it really starting to go, maybe it's time we get a little bit of processed food in here. We've got some cassavas that we're not really taking care of, so we're going to take care of them here. Plus, I think we're still low on beaver power. And since we're going more with the Folktail's way of breeding, we might just go ahead and get this triple lodge here. Let's unlock that. I'm going to do something like this, and we're going to put triple lodges here. So housing, here we go. We'll do 1 and maybe 2, 3. That'll give us a whole lot of extra housing, and it didn't really take too much out of the road. So hopefully this way we'll have more beavers coming in that'll help us expand out just a little bit more. They're still down here working on putting the smelter together, but they do have our water wheels together. So I'm going to start taking some of these out of there. We'll probably back this out too, so that we can maybe put a second one in. There we go. And we'll connect you in there. We'll figure out what to do with this middle strip there. Can these be flipped? Yeah, okay, no middle strip there. That's what we'll do with the middle strip. We won't need it. So we've got that, and as we take these out of here, we'll work on putting these back. We can do this. We'll say, let's go ahead and maybe pause this now that we know where that's at, and we'll come across here just to get some more power wheels down in here. Just as a drought hits us, which means this is probably going to stop, but this isn't being built anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Up here with the placement of the new houses, some of them did get the bonus from the light, but now it looks like we're missing some here. So I'm just going to take out a couple of roads. We'll put them right back so the beavers will be okay. And then we're just going to cover these 2 spots in lights as well. That way, everything across here has plenty of the extra buffs. We could probably do the same here for the 3 spaces. There we go. We'll do a couple there. And they should be a little happier now that they can see the road in front of them. They did manage to get our ladder in finally. It goes up and up and up and even up farther. And it makes it up to this top floor, which gives us access to a couple of different things. One, it gives us the access to a lot of places where the bad water is starting to flow, so we can cover some of those up or reroute them as needed. We also have a whole bunch of green land in a lake that, if something goes bad with the water, rather than having to wait for all the time for the bad water to filter out and through, we can actually pull good water from up here. So let's go ahead and we'll put up a couple more of these. Now, I could use stairs here, but I want access to just about everything, so it should be okay. Of course, I've got to take out a bush there, so that bush has got to go. Let's go ahead, connect in these. There we go. All set there. And I would like to come up and across and maybe across here. Yeah, I think that will do. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Let's connect this back in. We'll have to take out a couple more of these berry bushes, it looks like. Let's go ahead, take those out, take that one out, and then the road can come around here. Oh, they got that one already. Okay, there we go. And if we can get maybe into this area over here today, at least a path, we should be doing all right. Let's go ahead and get all the stuff in there that we need for that. There we go. We're going to need that. Let's have the path come up and over here. And then we don't necessarily want the beavers in this water because, well, if it turns bad, they'll definitely walk through it. So let's go ahead. We'll do this. Get the 2. And we'll get these here as well. Then we can come up and over. And this height, the camera's a little squirrely. That's okay. We'll figure out what we can do there. Let's go ahead and say we'll put in lumberjacks here to take out some of that stuff. And we'll even mark these as ready to go. There we go. All of those have to go eventually. And let's say that bush has got to come out of there. We'll grab one ladder so they can get down. And, oh, this bush has got to come out of there. So we'll take those out as well. They've cleared out these bushes for us. There we go. That goes in there. And that should get us connected to that. So let's go back down to the bottom and see how that stuff is doing. We're starting to build up a couple of extra beavers here and there. We're going to have to keep an eye on our food. That might be what we put up at the top. But down here, we've got 2 sets of water wheels in, which this one's putting out about 300. This one's putting out about 300. So that ought to be a pretty decent way to keep some industry going in our colony without having to put our beavers to work constantly. It might be nice, though, if we're able to store some power between various droughts and whatnot. So let's take a quick look and see what we can do with the flywheels. We don't quite have 1,000 yet for a medium flywheel. Oh my, that's a big one. All right, let's try. These are all the framed ones. What do we have here? Small flywheel. Can hold up to 1,500. It needs just gears. So we could try, and I don't know if they can build from here. Let's find out real quick. Can they reach that section? No, they sure can't. Oh, but they could if I were to come over this way. Come over this way. This way, and we'll put in at least 1 flywheel. It's probably not the greatest. Do we have... This one saves a little bit more, and it's framed. So if we save up, yeah, we'll just use that. We're getting a decent amount of science now, so let's go ahead and put those in. That'll save up about 4,000. Not a huge savings, but noticeable enough that these will keep running for a little while during some odd weathers. So that takes care of part of that. Hopefully, once we connect this in, let's grab a power shaft here. We'll connect you in so that the extra is charging there. These should hopefully be charging pretty quickly. Did I put them in sidewards? I probably did. Let's try that again. Yep, I put them in sidewards, so they'll have to come and rebuild those. Sorry, beavers, that was my bad. But now we have a total of about 600, 650, somewhere in their power. So hopefully once those get rebuilt, we'll be able to reclaim that, and then those will fill up quickly while we wait. And we can go ahead and get started on the next row down here. There we go. This is going to have to actually go. Let's just go here. And we'll take you out. We'll go ahead and move you over because we know we're going to need to. Let's plan for a path there, and we'll work on maybe moving some of our industry that we just built over here. So let's get those started. That should be plenty for them to work on till next time. Let's go back up top one more time and see how they are doing. Like the start of the episode, it looks like we've already got extra beavers in here. It's always feast or famine around here for some reason. We could do some more houses and get some more in, but we are going to put these beavers to work. So we're just going to grab some builders' huts. Let's maybe toss them. How about one here? And we'll do one there. And let's make sure they can actually get into these. That would probably be helpful. There we go. Those can go there. That's looking good. So now they've got much better building speed. In fact, we'll say that those are pretty important so that they get that done. But next time, we'll try and finish moving some of our industrial area over to here. We will hopefully move some storage over here, and with the creation of some metal blocks, we might be able to start looking at various different ways to store water using sluices. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time.